In these problems, we're doing some multiplication with square roots, and these can get a little bit complicated. What you want to do is take each chunk of this by itself first and simplify it as much as possible, and then see if that gives you any avenues for simplifying the whole problem a little bit further. Let me start here with just the square root of 20 part. Remember, the way to go about simplifying a radical like that is to see if you can factor it and find any perfect squares inside. 20 is 4 times 5, and that's great because I can take the square root of 4 pretty easily. The square root of 4 is 2, so it's like I grab this, throw it out here, and it becomes a 2. So this is 2 times the square root of 5. So that was this part, the square root of 20. Now let's try this part, the 3 times the square root of 45. So 3, and now 45, let's see. Well, 45 is 9 times 5, and I can take the square root of 9. So that's handy. The square root of 9 is 3, so when I take this out here, it becomes a 3, but this is all multiplication. So out front, I already had a 3. So this is 3 times 3, or 9. What's left inside is just the 5, so this is 9 times the square root of 5. And remember, this problem originally was a multiplication problem, so we're multiplying this chunk and this chunk together. So we have 2 times the square root of 5 times 9 times the square root of 5. And I think the best way to approach that is to do the integer part first. 2 times 9 is 18. And that's going to be times the square root of 5 times the square root of 5. Well, the square root of 5 times itself is just 5. It's like you're squaring the square root of 5. So this becomes 18 times 5, and that is 90. All right, let's try another one just for practice. This one looks a little bit hairy. So we have 3 times the square root of 98 times the square root of 72. So let's start with just this first chunk, 3 times the square root of 98. And let's see, 98, if we divide 98 by 2, we get 2 times 49. And that's handy because the square root of 49, we can pull that out and it becomes a 7. So out here we have 7 times 3, and then what's left inside is just the square root of 2. So 7 times 3 is 21 times the square root of 2. Okay, so that's this chunk simplified. Let's work on the square root of 72. So factoring this, okay, so this is 2 times 36, and 36 is a perfect square. So we can pull that out, and we get, it becomes a 6 out here. So we get 6 times the square root of 2. And again, this was a multiplication problem to begin with, so we have 21 times the square root of 2 times 6 times the square root of 2. If we do the integer part first here, 21 times 6, what do we get there? Is that, so that's 126. Come on. And then times the square root of 2 times the square root of 2. So this chunk right here is just 2. So this is 126 times 2, or 252. So that's a little bit of work with some square root multiplication.